The lost city of Atlantis. The purpose of Stonehenge. What is it I ate today that gave me diarrhea? These are some of the greatest mysteries that define the earth. But whether it be a man-created myth, the result of glacier movement, my high-fiber diet, every mystery has an answer. And one of the greatest mysteries that us hockey fans face is, where will John Tavares sign? Many options. Luckily for you, I think I have an answer. So in front of me, I have a list of all of the potential places that John Tavares will go to, and I will break down which one is the most likely place. So, what does a team need to sign John Tavares? They need salary cap. He's going to ask for what, 9, 10, 11 million? You can't sign him if you're, some team that's doesn't have money. Second thing you need is that you have to be a good team. There's a lot of teams on my list that they're in the rebuilding phase. Does John Tavares want to go to a rebuilding team? Remember, he's leaving the Islanders because they're losing. What's the goal of going from one losing team to another? I don't know. That's why it needs salary cap, a winning on the road to winning, and some other factors that I'm going to talk about. First potential destination. Let's look no further than the New York Islanders. Now, I hear a lot of reports. There's no way he's going to sign there. Yes, he's going to sign there. No, he's not going to sign there. Yes, no, yes, no. The Islanders fired their GM. They hired Lou Lamoriello. What does this mean? Some people say the fact that Lamoriello's there, Tavares is going to see that. Remember, Lamoriello is very respected in the hockey community. He has won. He has won with the Devils. And could he win with the Islanders? Some say that Tavares will sign in New York just for that. I say that he's brain dead if he does that. Let's face it. No matter how good this Lamoriello is, he can't change a team overnight. I mean, just because he looks like a wizard doesn't mean he is one. He can't just magically do that with his fingers and the team becomes good. They need some major changes. They need some wingers to play with Tavares, to play with Barzal. Ho-Sang doesn't look so good right now. Michael Del Cole doesn't look so good right now. They need a goalie. They had that whole hullabaloo last year with Halak going back and down the minors. I don't think he's going to sign with the Islanders. Next potential place. And I think that this is a very good potential place that Tavares might end up. It's the Vegas Golden Knights. Because they've made it to the Stanley Cup final. They choked shit in that final, but they still made it far. They're the best team on this list when it comes to performing. And they have salary cap. Now, if I look here on capfriendly.com, the Vegas Golden Knights have a projected cap space of $26 million. $26 million. No matter what a team offers Tavares, the Vegas Golden Knights can give that same deal and then some. Hell, they could double it. Not that they're going to, but they have the cap space. We might very well see John Tavares in a Golden Knights jersey. However, I'm one of the people who think that the Golden Knights are going to suffer from an NHL final hangover. I don't think they're going to be as good next year. I think they might even be a first-round exit. Maybe a second-round exit. I say they're going to be a first-round exit. John Tavares is going to have to be the guy on that team. Because we saw it. Carlson went silent during the finals. Masroll went silent during the finals. Marceau. you know, he's going to have to be the guy, their number one center. Does John Tavares want to do that? Does he want to be a number one center? The Vegas Golden Knights aren't the best down the middle. Maybe he's going to have to be that center. But from what I know from Tavares, he can handle that duty. I just said duty. But he can handle that job. You know, he's one of, in my opinion, one of the top 10 players in the NHL. And his whole year, while he was young, everyone kept saying he's not going to pan out. He can't skate. Yeah, okay, he's not the best skater. But he compensates in many facets of his game. Elite passer. He can put the puck in the net. Whatever team John Tavares goes to, he's going to change that team. Let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens. They're probably the weakest down the center. They haven't had a good center since Bobby Smith. They need Tavares bad. So what is it that's going to bring Tavares to Montreal? They have the cap space. I believe they have around $8 million in cap space. They need to blow that money somewhere. They have Shea Weber and Carey Price, who played in Team Canada with John Tavares. So depending on how friendly they got during the tournaments, I don't know if maybe Shea Weber roomed with Tavares. Maybe if they had pillow fights in the middle of the night and they curled up in their beds and talked all night about hockey player issues and they bonded. Maybe he's friendly with Shea Weber. Maybe he's going to want to come to the Canadiens because of his good pal Shea Weber. So we can have all of the pillow parties in Montreal. What's another factor? The Montreal GM, Marc Bergevin, is great friends with John Tavares' agent, Pat Brisson. You know, two French guys, they're very good friends. But I don't just mean they're good friends. These guys are borderline homosexual. They're very, very good friends. Could Pat Brisson sway Tavares one way to give his good friend a favor? That's one way of giving a friend a favor. I know other ways. I'm not going to say it on this show because it's a PG show. I don't swear. But Tavares could very well go to Montreal. I think the chances are slim, which breaks my heart. But it's a possibility. Another team a lot of people were talking about was the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks. But they just signed Evander Kane. $7 million. This money don't grow on trees. I don't think they have the space to sign Tavares. Maybe now that Joe Thornton might be gone, but I don't think so. I think they're going to want to be respectful to Thornton and sign him again. I don't think they can make the space. So that brings me to my final team. And there's other teams, but I'm counting down the ones that I think there's a legitimate possibility. And it's the Buffalo Sabres. I think John Tavares will have a Buffalo Sabres jersey come next year. Next hockey year, that is. Why is it? Why? They're a sucky team. Why would you want to go to a sucky team? I'll tell you why. First of all, it's right in the area. Going from Long Island to Buffalo, it's not a big drive. So if John Tavares gets carsick and he doesn't like traveling, it's a good place to go. There's not much travel. Second of all, the Buffalo Sabres team looks scary. They got Rasmus Dahlin. Okay, they have the number one pick. If they don't take Dahlin, someone fell on their head when they were young. But they're going to take Dahlin, and he's going to help them, and he's going to change the team. I think he might even be more influential than Jack Eichel. that brings me to my next point, Jack Eichel. He's sort of been in the shadow of Connor McDavid. He's a good player. You know, even if they didn't get McDavid, which sucks, Eichel is a good consolation prize. I would take him on my team any day. He'd have to shave that hair or whatever the hell he has on his head. Looks like a chia pet. So, if John Tavares is sick of the pressure, if he's sick of carrying a team on his shoulders, if his shoulders hurt, maybe he would say, look, Eichel, you're the captain, or I don't know who's the captain. You're an assistant captain. You take charge of this team. I'll be your second line center. And me and you could be the best 1-2 punch in the NHL. And we can rule the galaxy. That is scary. I'm thinking of that possibility, and I'm getting chills down my spine because I don't want to face the Buffalo Sabres if John Tavares goes there. What else is happening? Well, Casey Middlestat, one of the better U.S. prospects, is going to come in the league soon. And I know there was a lot of scrutiny because at the NHL Combine, he wasn't able to do a sit-up. Which, by the way, I'm a fat guy. I'm pretty sure I could do at least 3. Okay? It's not rocket science. You just pull up. He wasn't able to do a pull-up. But that doesn't mean anything. I'm sure Wayne Gretzky wasn't able to do any. He looked skinny. And he's one of the greatest player, if not the greatest player. So Casey Middlestat is coming. Who else is coming in Buffalo? There's Alex Nylander, who he might not make the team. He's had some struggles. Let's not say that Alex Nylander is the savior here, but he's a good young prospect. We don't know. He might help. There was another one, but I'm forgetting his name. There's a prospect in Buffalo that's going to be good. Let me think. Oh, well, he's not a prospect, but Ryan O'Reilly, who's one of the better two-way centers in the NHL. If your centers are Eichel, Tavares, O'Reilly, that is elite. That is more than elite. And I'm hearing that the Sabres are shopping Ryan O'Reilly. Maybe if they get Tavares, they're going to realize, look, we have too much centers. Let's trade O'Reilly. Let's get a goalie. Let's get a defenseman. Let's get a winger. If they do that, then they have good management. I should be the GM of Buffalo. The team would have won the cup by now. But in summary, I think that Buffalo is the number one place that he's going to go to. It's close. They're going to be winning soon. There's not too much pressure on him to be that guy, the number one center. Although I know that it probably doesn't really bother him. But if I were any GM in the National Hockey League, what you have to do is sell your team. Almost like a tourist agent. Tell him why he would want to come to my city. Take him out to dinner. Get him a steak smothered in sauce. And tell him, I think you would fit on my team. And try to convince him. But us as fans, we just have to wait and see and wonder.